Are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle. I'll be joined here with Nick probably around 11 o'clock-ish in that area. So we'll end up talking about some NBA first. But before we jump into today's slate, we'll go ahead and look back at what happened yesterday, what went right, what went wrong in the world of sports betting. And yesterday was not as fun as the day before. I will say that. Yesterday we went 3 and 8 on the site. Definitely not the way that we wanted it to go. We had winners with the over in the Kings game. We had it with the under in the Sabres game as the Sabres won 4-2. Let's go Sabres. Sabres for the cup. And then Philadelphia plus 252 in hockey. Losers with the Lakers, both points and money line. That one was a mistake. Vegas blew a lead. Islanders scored 5 by themselves. The under did not hit in that one. Under did not hit in the in the Celtics game. I did not expect them to play pickup basketball, and they played no defense. The over did not hit in the Philly game. Philly and Tampa Bay hockey game. Boston lost, even though they came back from a goal down, 3 goals down once. Didn't win that game. And the under did not hit in that Vancouver game. So ultimately, it was kind of a rough day on the site. It's all right. We turn it around. Big slate of NBA today, and I'm ready to jump into it. We'll go ahead and say hi to everybody, and then we'll do it. I did the entire NBA slate. Let's get it. Let's cash today, boys. Let's do it. So much money. So much NBA money making my head spin. Yes, not a good start to the NBA season for me. 0-3, including that money line. So, morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Untouchable. We will go ahead and start it up. This is the first game on the slate. It is the Washington Wizards and the Indiana Pacers. The Wizards are 1-point favorites, 226.5. Keep in mind, none of these teams have played any games yet. So this is going to be based off of how I feel like they're going to be doing in the regular season, how I think of the team, and kind of go from there. And when I look at it, I am a lot higher on the Indiana Pacers than I am on the Washington Wizards. When I look at them, I like the Pacers starting lineup. I like Buddy Hield with Tyrese Halliburton. Jalen Smith, I think, could be solid. Miles Turner's a good big. Durant's an up-and-coming young player. I think that this Pacers team is going to be – they're going to be good. Well, they're not going to be good. They're going to be they're going to cover a bunch of spreads. That's what they're going to do. When on the Washington side – they got Bradley Beal. They got my boys Barton and Morris from Denver. They got Kyle Kuzma. I'm just not as high on them. And when I got it, I got a little bit of plus money for the Indiana Pacers at home. I'm like, all right, I'll take it opening game. I think they get a win here. So I took the Pacers at plus 110 and kind of rolled with that one. So first game of the night, I'm going to go with the Indiana Pacers money line. My favorite Sabre, Mr. TNT, Tage Thompson, getting that Sabres money line. Yerp. You had Columbus money line yesterday. There you go. At least you had the money line. At least that cash. Good work there. Over 226.5. I could see it with the Pacers game. These two teams are not going to be very good defensively, so I understand that. Knicks had the Sabres are going to get slaughtered. Comrie had other ideas. Yeah. Comrie was really good yesterday. I love to see it. But that will bring us into the second game, which, second game on the slate in order to get one of these.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is the Magic and the Pistons. Let's be honest. Neither of these two teams are going to be – you might be able to get plans from the Detroit Pistons. But none of these teams have high hopes this year. The Pistons come into this one 3-point favorites, 217 is the total in this one. And to be completely honest, if I'm betting this game, it's a lean towards Orlando. But it's only because I can get plus points for them. I think this game could be a little bit closer. Interested to see what we get out of Paolo Banchero, which is projected to be the Rookie of the Year. The season hasn't started yet, but he's the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. You got a couple of guys that are on there that I have interest in on the Orlando Magic. I think that Detroit just has the better team right now. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, I think is going to be a good, solid duo, a young duo. Keep in mind, this team's going to be rough. It might be a little bit rough for them sometimes. They're a young team. Both these two teams are, and I'm just not going to go. I'm not going to go after this game to start off the year. There's 12 games on today's slate. I have 8 plays. I didn't need to get after everything, so. For me, this one will be a pass between the Magic and the Pistons. Sabres and Flyers. Screw everybody. I had the Sabres and Nick had the Flyers, so it worked out nicely. Astros game over or under for today. I don't really have a sense on the total. I'm going Astro run line. So waiting for the hockey pod. Such a huge slate to choose from. Yeah. Oh, wait. I actually have it in this. I have the scroller set up. I just need to delete Nick's stuff because obviously he's not here at the moment. Hasn't updated it. By the way, the hockey play of the day lost yesterday. It was the first time that I lost a hockey pod. It happens. Now 4-1 up 7.3 units. Today is going to be St. Louis puck line plus 175. Agree, 1-800. Yankees winning the series. They won against the Guardians. Yeah, I don't see them winning against the Astros. Under 217. I could see the under between those two teams. Easy. No, I don't. Heyo. Yankees, Padres, World Series, Padres. I can see the Padres still making it. I do not see the Yankees making it. The Astros are just too good. Ventura over 13.5 points in this first NBA game. Okay. Lakers are awful. Yeah, I know. I had money on him yesterday. That was not good. Not good. We'll go ahead and move on to this one. We get the New York Knicks and the Memphis Grizzlies. This is there it is, 7:30 game. The Grizzlies are around 4.5 point favorites with a total of 226 in this game. I don't know. This line is actually dropped for the Grizzlies. They were like 6.5 point favorites. Now they're down to 4s. That's just a weird line for it. I will say I like the over. I think it's going to be a higher paced game for these two teams. Memphis was a high scoring team last year. I believe they were the highest scoring team last year. I feel like the Knicks are not going to be that good defensively, and especially in Memphis, I think this is going to be a higher paced game. So when it comes to it, I went and grabbed the over. Over 226 between these two sides. I could easily see this one getting into the high 130s, low 140s. And at least the losing team getting up to like 115 points. So I like the over in this game. No real lean towards the side, just the total. So over between Memphis and New York. Phillies won yesterday. Not again, probably. They played well yesterday. It wasn't the pitching. The pitching was great. Padres offense just couldn't do anything. After this game, LOL Pistons. No, I got you. Give me Nuggets and Hawks. All right, taking 2 big favorites. Have fun. I'm on the Nuggets today. I just think the Jazz are bad. So I understand that one. Houston going to take the broom to the Yankees. That's my prediction. Yes. Took the Grizzlies on the spread -4. I can see that. It's just the lines moved weirdly, so I'm just not going to get involved in it. We'll go ahead and move on. We have a team that I'm actually quite high on this year, and that's the New Orleans Pelicans. Taking on the Brooklyn Nets in the first game. The Nets are 3-point favorites. I see some 2.5s, total of 230.5. I got the Pelicans at +4. So that's where I got. I think this Pelicans team is going to be a dark horse this year. With the return of Zion Williams, this team can be quite dangerous. I really like Valanciunas. The duo of Ingram and CJ McCollum are going to be really good. This is going to be one of my dark horses to win the entire NBA Finals, just because they have a bunch of young talent that I really, really like. And when it comes to it, that's how I'm going to be going after it. Jose Alvarado was a beast last year. I think Larry Nance is going to have another good year. Devontae Graham's on the team. He's going to be coming off the bench. I feel like this Pelicans team is going to be underlooked a lot. And I'll say, if they had Zion last year during the playoffs, they probably could have beaten the Suns. I'm going to take the Pelicans in this one. Brooklyn should be good. They should be good this year. Durant and Irving right off the start. We'll see what happens with Mr. Simmons. I don't really know what's going to go on with Ben Simmons. Patty Mills should be solid off the bench. But this is, I don't know. This just seems like a team that is going to go a little bit flat. I like the Pelicans in this matchup. More than I'm trying to fade the Nets, I'm back in the Pelicans. So go ahead. Give me New Orleans plus the 4 points in this game. I think they can win this one outright. Over 230. I could definitely see the over in this game. Definitely. Phillies, Padres, over under 6.5. I will say I'm probably not betting the Phillies game. Finals. I think they could be a solid team this year. Yeah. Big Val rebounds. That's got to be it. If there's a couple of people to just blindly bet rebound props for, one of them is Valanciunas, and Valanciunas, Rudy Gobert. Well, actually, it might be a little bit trickier with him being on Minnesota now, and Joker. Like, what is Valanciunas? What is Valanciunas rebounds? Memphis Grizzlies. Jose. Oh. It's not Memphis Grizzlies. It's New Orleans Pelicans. That's why. Come on, Tim. Over 11.5 at plus 112. I would grab that. I feel like that could be an interesting prop. And then what's Jokers for rebounds? Nikola Jokic. Oh, my God. He has to get 15 rebounds for a minus 113. Maybe not with that one. But I could definitely see him getting it. 7 assists for Ben tonight. Okay. I'm not going to talk you off of it. I think that he could be a solid piece. Lakers got smoked. Told you. Yep, they did. And I lost money from it. So, yep, I realized that one. I realized it was a mistake about halftime. So, anyways, Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors is the next game. The Toronto Raptors are 2.5-point favorites with a total of 214.5. And I will say I got a bad line on this one because I got the Raptors minus 3. They're 2.5 now. I think everybody's going to overhype Cleveland. Getting Donovan Mitchell is definitely a big deal for them. But I really like this Toronto team. Bringing back, they still have Van Vliet. They still have Barnes. They still have OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam. This is a team that I feel it could be really good this year. I didn't take any futures out on them, but I will say I think that I do think Toronto is going to be a strong team this year. I do think Cleveland's going to be strong too, but when it comes to it, I'll go ahead and grab Toronto over the border at minus 2.5. I think they're a good squad. I'm gonna be back in Toronto a bunch this year, and when it comes to it, this will be the first time. We'll go ahead and take the Toronto Raptors minus the 2 and a hook against the Cleveland Cavaliers today. So Toronto Raptors for me, or 7 rebounds. I would probably lean more towards assists just because rebounds are going to be taken up more by the big by Durant and Claxton's rather than Simmons. So I'd be careful with rebounds. Probably assists for me. NHL, Seattle and Colorado. No, I like St. Louis as my pod. St. Louis puck line pod. Saw the video. Raptors, yes. Oh, oops. I guess I didn't do the entire slate. Oh, I forgot this one. All good, dude. All good. Would you take team total under on the Thunder Flunder? Maybe. I'm just not going to go after. I'm not touching that game. We'll talk about that one in a minute, though. Houston Rockets and the Atlanta Hawks is up next. Hawks 9.5. I see some 10-point favorites with a total of 233. Guys, we're not going to be surprised when Houston loses 60 games this year. They're not going to be a good team. They've got a couple of players that I'm looking at, but this is not a team that I want to go and back. And when it comes to it, this team's going to struggle all year. Atlanta's going to be all right. They're going to be a 6-7 seed maybe, or maybe like playing something like that. I do like DeAndre Hunter. Trae Young is Trae Young. They got DeJounte Murray, which I think could be a big help. But this Eastern Conference, I think, is just going to be a little bit too stacked for them. I think they end up finishing lower portion of the Eastern Conference in terms of teams making the playoffs. But I do think they end up having a decent season. But when it comes to it, I'm just going to pass on this one to start it out. Going to maybe lean towards an over because you're not going to get much defense out of Houston. But I can't go after anything in this one. Avs, Blues, AB. Yeah, I guess. Avs are $2 favorites? Yeah, sure. Why not? Play of the day in the NHL, Panthers first period puck line. Okay, you do that. Who do they got today? Who do the Panthers got today? Let's see. I don't remember off the top of my head. Philadelphia. I could tell you that Knicks still loves Philly. Panthers are Flyers. Knicks on the Flyers. He'll talk about that one when he gets here. In NHL, I'm only playing teams that will be on back-to-back, and Predators covered for me last night. There you go. They did? No, they didn't. Predators lost. Oh, first period. First period they covered for you. I got you. Yeah. Strike that. LOL, I passed on this one. There you go. Hawks by 15. Capella rebounds is going to be another prop that you could probably make a good chunk of money off of this year. Yes, the Flyers are undefeated, and they've cashed some pretty serious tickets. So there you go. We'll keep on keeping on. The Bulls are in Miami taking on the Heat. Heat are 7-point favorites now with a total of 216 in this game. It's another game that I got a bad line on. I got the Bulls at +6. It's up to a 7 now. You got a couple question marks. Levine is questionable. I think he ends up returning. He'll get Caruso is questionable. I think he plays though. Kobe White could be interesting. They got Nikola Vucevic, which I like for. How about Vucevic for some rebounds as well? Just time in the big man, and then Andre Drummond is their backup, which is interesting to see. I do think Miami will be good this year. I think they'll be probably 4th in the East, 4th, 5th in the East, somewhere in that range. I still do like the trio of Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Kyle Lowry. I still think that's a solid trio. But they've got so many players on their bench that are just doing nothing, eating up cap space. But I do think these teams are going to be a little bit closer to each other than people think. And when it comes to it, I'll go ahead and grab 6 or 7 points on the road with the Bulls. So I'll take Chicago. I don't know if they necessarily win, but I like the Chicago Bulls today. Focused on first half in the NBA. So that's fair. Hey, if you have something that you're good at and you like doing, there you go. Under, I could definitely see an under in this game. These are two defensive teams. 100% I could see an under. But we'll go ahead and keep on rolling through. And yeesh. This may be, you know what? I'll take the 100 away from the Detroit Pistons game because
Stop it. Get some help.
this one is not pretty. You get the Charlotte Hornets and the San Antonio Spurs. This one's a pick'em. Total of 223 in this game. Wow, that total has dropped from a 229 to a 223. That is some serious line movement. Sheesh. Okay. This Spurs team is going to be bad. Let's be honest. Even Pop said, "Hey, don't bet anything on the Spurs this year. They're not going to be good." They're a rebuilding team. That's all it is. They lost DeJounte Murray, which was their big gun, which is unfortunate for them. I'm going to go. I added this one this morning. I'm going to go Hornets in this game. I took them out of Pick'em minus 105. I just think they're the better team overall. And I think the Spurs are just going to be that bad this year. Spurs will end up winning 24, 25 games this year. They're not going to – they'll probably won't be one of the worst teams in the league. I still think Houston will probably be worse. But I'm going Charlotte game one against the San Antonio Spurs for this one. Good morning, Nick. Welcome to work.
Morning. Yeah.
Okay, 3 games I didn't touch. That's fair, Ice. That's fair. Nick, any games that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah,
I just keep going through the games and you just pick up from here.
Yeah, I'll touch on the games that I do have plays on that you've already gone over. Have you ever gone over baseball or no? Only
No,
NBA?
I started with NBA.
All right. So I've got 3 plays that are actually 4 of my NBA plays. You've already touched on those games. I have all overs today. That's one thing I've noticed. I have Orlando, Detroit over 217. And this is just me using the numbers I have and the discrepancy on lines to find edge. And these are ones I found edges on. I had this game at 224 for Pistons Magic, and it's a 217. So I took over 217 Pistons and Magic. I took over 228 with Washington and Indiana. I've noticed that I have not really beaten many live movements today because now that's down to a 226.5. I had this game around 240. I think that's going to be an absolute shootout where we're going to see both teams hit up into the 1-teens, if not 120s, and a little bit of a shootout there with Indiana and Washington. I got over 233.5 or 233 on the dot with Houston, Atlanta. Houston, I think, is going to be a heavy over team this year. And I had this game at I had that game at a 237.5. So I saw about 5.5 points of value on that one to over 233, Houston and Atlanta. And then the one we're talking about right now, another one where I got a bad line, I believe. Yeah, I got a really bad line on this one here because it's dropped down to 222.5 in some spots. But I got over 226. This is one I have as another shootout that I potentially see here with 2 bad teams that are not going to play much defense. I had this game more like 237.5. This is actually one of my bigger edges of the day. I think that's going to be an absolute shootout. So over 220. Now it's 223, 222.5, depending on your book. But I got over 226 with the Spurs and the Hornets. I think that some of these totals, they're just not putting them high enough to start the season, and they're gonna start to move once they start to adjust here.
Fair enough. There you go. No LaMelo Ball, can't play this game. That's fine. I still like the Hornets. I just think that the Spurs are that bad. So
Yeah.
Big Nick, let's dominate ESB. Let's do it. Nick, I said I liked Minnesota.
Minnesota Wild tomorrow?
St. Louis Blues, I knew it. Yep, that's my pod for today. I
love the Blues. The Blues are going to be a really good team this year. I think they're going to compete for the Central.
Speaking of good teams from Minnesota this year,
They have
Wild
those
are
things?
not one, but the Minnesota Wild will, the Minnesota T-Wolves will be, Nick.
Yeah. The T-Wolves are -10, total 225.5 in this game. I'll read out the ticket. Let's see if the ticket numbers are sufficient for these. And I have to refresh the page in order to have the updated ticket numbers. Let's see if they're sufficient enough for me to go over them. Yeah, a little bit. We'll go over this one. T-Wolves are getting 66% of the tickets and 86% of the cash. This line's moved from 10 or 9.5 up to 10.5 in some spots. 67% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the under. And the line's moved from 232 down to that 226, 225.5 range. My projected line for this game is, let's take a look. Let me get that up. I'm just going to quickly bounce the my numbers that I have for these games, and I'm going to let the expert talk. I have this game at a 13. So it's a lean towards the T-Wolves in this one for me. It's a lean. And I also have this game at a 231. So it's a slight lean towards the over in this one as well. Did not get to either of them. Though. I don't want to touch this total the way it's dropped. What's your thoughts on this one, Tim?
This total opened at 228.5. It's dropped to 225.5. So I figure I mentioned that one. I could easily see this one going under. I know you have it around a 230. Minnesota's going to be good this year, but where they're going to be good this year is they're not going to allow a lot in the paint. Because when you have Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert in your middle, you're not going to allow much stuff going on in the middle. They're going to, in order for teams to beat Minnesota, they're going to need to be efficient from the 3-point line and from the mid range. And Orlando is not going to be that team this year. I would probably look toward an Orlando team total under. Because when you, Oklahoma City team total under. I saw a crappy team, said Orlando. My bad. Oklahoma City team total under would be an idea for this one. When it comes to it, Nick, there's going to be a couple teams. Oklahoma City, Orlando, Houston. We'll see with the Blazers, depending on what Dame does. There's going to be teams that are going to kind of tank. Because there's an overseas guy that's projected to be the first overall pick. He's like 7 foot giant.
He's supposed to be really good.
Threes. He's supposed to be the next Kevin Durant.
It's probably a little bit over expectation.
Yeah. It's just a lot of teams are going to be tanking for him. Oklahoma City will probably be one of them. Would I be surprised if Oklahoma City scored 85 points in this game? No. This one could easily be 115-85. But am I laying 10 plus points on a team in the NBA? No, I'm not. If anything, I would lean towards taking a bunch of points, but not with. There's some teams this year that are going to be absolutely tanking, and the Oklahoma City Thunder will be one of them.
Yeah, I can see that, especially because they're missing their top pick from last year. He got hurt. He's going to be out the whole year.
I
don't remember his name off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, hold on, I'm pulling him up. I know who you're talking about.
He was from Arizona or Gonzaga? Coldrum, yeah.
He was from Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, yeah.
Yep. Under, yeah, I could see the under. I think Seattle going to win tonight. They are due. I mean, if you're going to play the due factor, have fun. I don't play the due factor. Minnesota over. I don't see it. The problem is that both teams need to score in order for it to go over. And I don't see Oklahoma City scoring. Like the over in the App State game. Yep. Is that tonight? Shoot, I forgot to mention that one. Yeah, over in the App State game. Yep. Taller people have such an advantage. Yep. Under 110? Is it actually a 110? Yeah, I would definitely bet the team total under for Oklahoma City. Yep, 100%. All right, Nick. We'll go to my team next.
Yeah, we have the Utah Jazz and the Denver Nuggets in this one here.
Stop it. Get some help.
I just wanted to troll Tim there. The Nuggets are 7-point road favorites, total 225 in this game. My total for this game is my projected total is a 224. My projected line for this one was Denver -8, so 1 point edge on the under and 1 point edge towards the Nuggets. Not enough for me to bet this game. Looking at where the tickets are coming in on this game, 81% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is coming on the Nuggets. This line has kind of stayed put. And then it's saying 87% of the tickets, 100% of the cash is on the over. But this over has been steamed. If you want to bet this over, it opened up at a 218. So this is a line that's been absolutely steamed up. And I want nothing to do with this game. So this one's a pretty simple pass for me.
Yeah. I forgot to mention teams that are going to tank. Utah is also going to be in that one. They're going to be bad this year. They lost their two big players in Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. They did get Halls back for him, I will say that. But I think that Utah is going to be bad this year. And Denver, I know I mentioned I have my Murray jersey behind me. I think Denver is going to be a top 2 team in the West.
They're fully healthy this year. They're going to be scary.
If they stay fully healthy, because that's been a problem for Porter. If Porter can stay healthy and if Murray can stay healthy, I have no worries about Jokic staying healthy. That 3 may be one of the best 3 in the NBA this year.
Absolutely. Those are 3 superstars. Those are 3 max contract guys that unfortunately Denver's going to have to lose one of them in a couple of years. I think it's going to be Porter.
I'm not sure if they're going. No, I think that all 3 of them signed a max for like 4 or 5 years. So I think we're fine.
Oh boy. Okay. So they're not going to have much depth then.
Their depth is going to be draft round, but for right now, Denver is going to be a really solid team, and Utah is going to be struggling. I will say there's probably going to be a minutes restriction on my boy Murray, just because he's still coming back. But I do think that this is a good spot for the Nuggets in this one. I took them -8. I think they win by double digits.
Yeah, I'll probably take a look at the NBA a little bit deeper today for full season stuff to put out what my futures plays would be. I'm not betting any futures in the NBA, but I'll put out what I like.
I did put out my futures,
and I think Denver is going to be a team I target for the NBA Finals this year, or at least to win the West, to win their division, stuff like that. Like I think they're a notch above almost anyone in their division. I have to look. I don't remember the divisions though off the top of my head. I'm not an NBA expert. I'll be completely honest. Even though I'm undefeated this year, I'm not an expert.
Shut up.
I
went 0-3 yesterday, so yikes.
Yeah, no, I think the only team that's really going to give them a push is Minnesota, because then they have Utah, Portland, and Oklahoma City. Those should be free wins.
Yeah. And real quick, win totals this year: Nets under, Nuggets over. Milwaukee over, Minnesota over, Pelicans over, Knicks under, Suns under, Portland under, Sacramento over, Spurs over. Spurs. They're 22.5. I think they win 24-25 games.
God.
And then Toronto over 46.5. Those are the win totals. Win the NBA Finals. Milwaukee 7-1. 7.5-1, Clippers 16-1, Denver 25-1, Memphis 28-1, T-Wolves, and 40-1 Pelicans.
Yeah, I take back saying that I'm going to bet them to win their division. They are -155 to win the Northwest Division.
Yeah,
I would have to target Minnesota in that spot then.
Yep.
I don't see the value of Minnesota there. I want $2 with that.
Correct. Anyways. Yo. It's actually 107. But I got you. Well, Nuggets -7. Yes. Did someone say Nugs? I like Nugs. I like chicken nuggies. Nugs for hugs. LOL. But it is Nuggets going to cover home? Well, they're not at home. But I do think they cover. All the money does make me feel a tad concerned on Denver. I'm not concerned.
That's why I stayed off the game.
Meh. Away. Does it concern you? No, sir. Colorado puck line in the over. Nick, did you bet that game at all? Colorado puck line.
I did not bet that game. I lean Colorado.
Fair.
But I'm not going to touch that game.
There you go. Nice, Nick. Nice, Nathan, no problem. Saw the ESB St. Louis Blues +175 video. Love the jersey, Nick. And Tim's play of the day is the Blues. Yep. You got the Jazz. and have fun. I don't think the Jazz are going to be good this year. All right, Nick, 2 more games.
Yeah, the Dallas Mavericks, they're at the Phoenix Suns here. The Suns are 4.5-point home favorites, total of 216 in this one. My projected number for this game was Phoenix minus 4.5, so I think that's correct. My projected total for this game is 213.5, so it's a slight lean towards the under, not enough for me to bet it. Where the money is coming in on this game, 57% of the tickets and 67% of the cash is on the Mavericks. That's why the line has moved from 5 down to 4.5. 76% of the tickets are on the over, and 51% of the tickets are on the under. So a little bit of bigger bets coming in on the under here. That's where I would lean in this game is under 216. But I'm not going to be getting involved in this game. It's not enough of an edge for me to go ahead and bet it. The 5 plays I bet have at least 5 points of edge, and this one does not. So this one was a pass for me.
That's fair. I'm on the under. I think that these two teams are going to be very defensive teams this year. The rematch of the what was this? The second round last year. The collapse of the Suns when they lost a back and forth series. This was definitely a fun series to watch last year. I would lean towards Dallas as well. This is also me not being as high on the Phoenix Suns. But when it comes to it, I do think Dallas has a shot to win this one outright. But I like the under the most of all in this game. So under 216 between the Mavericks and the Suns for game 1. Mavericks plus 4.5. I would lean towards the Mavericks, yes. The Dawn. As a Jazz fan, it's going to be a long season. It is going to be a long season for you guys. I'm sorry. Morning, fellas. Good morning. No Jay Crowder. Let's go Dallas. Let's get it. We'll go to the final game on the slate. And
Yay, final game. Yeah, we have the Sacramento Kings. They're 2-point favorites in this game. Oh, the Kings are favorites. Get that, Tim. Yep. They're hosting the Portland Trailblazers. There it is. Total 229 in this game. My number for this one is Portland minus 0.5. So I have this game at a pick-em with a slight lean towards the Blazers in this game. My projected total for this game is 234.5. So I see value here with the over. I got it at 2. This is actually one line move that I beat. I'm proud of this one. I got over 226.5. And this line's jumped 2.5 points. This was one of my bigger edges on the slate. It still has a decent edge to it. I would still play it at this 229 number. I would cut it off at this 229.5. If it hits 230, don't play it. But I'm on the over. I got this at 226.5. One of the only lines I did beat in the NBA today. But I see a nice little edge here on the over. These are two teams that are going to struggle this year an awful lot. And I see defense there being a lack of. I see a lack of defense here probably for the first few games of the regular season, just because when you're playing here, your first games, what takes a little bit longer to get adjusted to? Playing full game speed defense or shooting a basketball?
Depends on the player, but it's most of the time.
Usually in the off season, when you're training for the off season, you're just shooting a lot. So your shot does not go away in the off season, but defense and conditioning does, which leads to more overs. That's why we saw last night both games went over the total. So I think that
the
Lakers game did not go over.
I don't think it.
I thought it did. Oh,
it was what 2. Hold on, let me check. No, never mind. It went under. It went over. It was 220. Yeah, I thought the Lakers got blown out by a lot more. My bad. No.
You could have. I wish.
My bad.
I wish I live bet that game heading into the fourth quarter because it was a 20-point game heading into the fourth. I could have probably grabbed 20 points with the Lakers heading into the fourth, and they end up winning the fourth quarter. So that could have been an interesting look. But yeah, I'm on the over in this game.
Here you go. I like the Kings. I'm going to be a little bit higher on the Kings side than I will be on the Portland side. I kind of showed it in my futures. I think the win total over for the Kings. I think the win total under for the Blazers.
Makes sense.
I like the Kings in this one. I got it at 118 on the money line. the little while ago. I believe it's up to close to 140 now. I like Sabonis. Harrison Barnes is going to be back and healthy. Malik Monk, I think, could be a solid piece. De'Aaron Fox, I like. I feel like this team is very similar to the Pacers team. They're not going to be good, but they'll cover spreads for you. My one thing is that Portland does have a guy named Damian Lillard on their team.
They haven't gotten rid of him yet?
No, they have not. But he will be the only good piece on that team. I do feel bad for Portland. I will say I think Portland ends up trading Lillard by the end of the year.
See, I was going to ask, seeing that he's the only offensive piece on that team, is Damian Lillard worth a look for the MVP?
No,
because he's going to have to do everything on that team.
No. Because there'll be people on that have to do everything that will be on winning teams this year. Like if you had to pick one of those guys, Luka's going to be a guy that's got to do everything on the team. So that would be my lean if you have to go after one of those guys. But no, I can't. I don't recommend anything with Lillard this year.
Okay. It was just a thought.
No, you're good. Mavs, the points, I think. Yeah, I think Mavs and the points is the smarter idea. Suns are a sad organization. I wouldn't say they're a sad organization. They're just going to struggle this year. Doesn't surprise. Nick taking a shot with the Flyers. I might take Florida puck line because of the back-to-back.
I've been on the Flyers a lot this early season, so I'm just going to continue to ride them until they lose. I've been on them every game other than that Vancouver game, which I was strongly leaning towards them. And if we didn't have a ton of plays up on the, if we didn't have a ton of action in college football that day, that they would have been a play for me. So they just barely missed my card on Saturday. So I've been on them every single game.
That's fair. D Fox, 25 points tonight in the Dome. Let's go. And Dame. There you go. Jay Crowder wants out of Phoenix. I believe a lot of people want out of Phoenix. That's why they're not going to be good this year. Trailblazers money line.
Wants to be out of
Phoenix. I'm on the opposite side. I went Kings.
I would lean Blazers.
Took the over 228.5. There you go. Portland has been sneaky good preseason. Yeah, I don't really care about the preseason, to be honest. I'm sorry. Sitting at 229. Okay. Wizards over, sure. Magic over, sure. Pelicans to win outright. Yup, and the over in the App State game. I like those. Sounds good to me. Oregon spread or the under. Oh, we're talking college football already. Oh boy. Where's
Oregon State spread? Let me see what my
that's Colorado. Really, that's the game you want to look at. I would take the under more rather than the spread. But I want nothing to do with that game. Blazers sucked for many years. I actually believe they can compete this year. I do not believe they can compete this year. Tim swaying me towards Saboner. Yep. Kings should be okay this year. They got Sabonis over there with D Fox and Barnes. Yeah. I'm not feeling that Dame MVP. No, I am not. Dame is a beast, but he will never win in Portland. I'm sorry. This has been going on for years. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in a different uniform by the end of the year. Anyways, that's all the NBA. We're going to go ahead and venture over to playoff baseball, Nick, and we'll start with this game.
Yeah, we're going to kick it on off here with a team that has yet to lose me a bet in the playoffs. The Philadelphia Phillies are at the San Diego Padres in this one here. The Padres are now minus 110 with a total of 6.5 in this game. Pitching matchup is going to be Wheeler and Snell. My bad. Nola and Snell. My bad. I'm thinking about yesterday. Yeah, I was going to say I'm looking at yesterday there. No, but Nola has looked really good in the postseason so far. 2 starts, and he looked good in his last start of the regular season as well. In his last start in the regular season, he went 6 2/3, gave up no earned runs on 2 hits against Houston. In the game 2 in St. Louis, he went 6 2/3 as well, gave up no earned runs on 4 hits, only walked 1 batter. on his next start against Atlanta in the clinching game. No earned runs on 5 hits, did walk 2 batters, but went 6 innings. He's won 3 straight starts against 3 good teams. And previous to that, he got beat up a little bit against Chicago, but then he dominated Atlanta the game before. So this has been Nola's been someone who's been pitching really dominant down the stretch, and then Blake Snell has been pitching good as well. He did pitch 5 1/3 innings against the Dodgers in his last appearance. Gave up 1 earned run on 5 hits. Did walk 2 batters. He got rocked against the Mets in Game 2 in that wild card series. Gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits. But the biggest concern here for me when it comes to Blake Snell, he walked 6 batters that game. And over his last 10 starts, he's only averaging 5 innings per game, and he's walking 2 batters per appearance, 2.1 batters per appearance the last 10 games. So this is really worrisome for me looking at Blake Snell. I don't think you want to give up free runners to a team that's been able to string together hits, been able to put up runs. Philly is a team that I think is that team of destiny right now. I'm gonna do exactly what I've done every single Phillies playoff game so far. I'm gonna take their money line in the first 5 innings. The worst I've done is push. That's the worst I've done, taking Phillies first 5 this entire postseason. I'm gonna do it again here today. Give me the Phillies first 5 at -115. Just give me 5 good, solid, strong innings, Nola. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. Although I lean towards the Padres, I wanna try to bring up a player prop for this one.
Blake Snell overwalks.
No. It's a home run prop. Give me Austin Nola. Home run prop 9-1. Going up against his brother in the playoffs.
Oh, good God.
No, I'm kidding. No, I just wanted to see what it was. I do lean towards the Padres. I think they're the better team. I just don't know if I could fade Nola. He's been so dominant lately. Snell has been good too. But this is, I would lean Padres in this one. I think Padres still win this series. But I think it's going to go a little bit deeper now. I said I thought the Padres would win the first 2 games of the series and go from there. Seeing that they did not win the first game of the series, I think this one probably goes 6. I still think the Padres win this series. So I'll take the Padres. I would lean towards Padres money line. I did not get involved in that game though. I did get involved in the next game, but Luka MVP, that could happen. It could. I would lean more towards Giannis to win MVP, but that's just me. Philly's been killing it. Yes, they have. I keep fading the Buffaloes. It's been profitable for me, though Plummer's son shot me in the foot last week, so I'm looking for a letdown this week. That's fair. But because Colorado won outright last week. That's right. Phillies first to 2 and the under. That's fair. Phillies money line and the over. A lot of people on Philly. I might do a cross parlay. Philly.
Yeah, I said that yesterday that there was 3 Philly teams playing and 2 were going to win, and it was going to be the Phillies and the Flyers.
Yeah, not the 2 teams I thought that was going to win. Nuggets time today. Joker, Murray, Porter. Yep. I'll end up having a card probably for some player props today too. But anyways, let's roll into this next one, Nick.
Yeah, this one's interesting because we have the New York Yankees. They're at the Houston Astros in this one. Game 1 of the ALCS, -185 for the Astros. So the total is 7 in this game. The pitching matchup for this one is reflective of what these 2 teams just had to go through. The Yankees will have Jameson Taillon on the mound, who this year was 14-6 with a 4.01 ERA, 1.14 WHIP. The Astros will have probably the AL Cy Young Award winner from this year, Justin Verlander, who went 18-4 with a 2.01 ERA and a 0.87 WHIP. The Yankees just had to go through 5 games, including 2 rainouts against the Cleveland Guardians, a long, hard-fought series. Astros has swept the Mariners and been resting at home, waiting for this Yankees team. I'm going to go ahead and side with the well-rested team, the more rested team, and the pitching advantage here. I laid the run line at +112 with the Astros. I think this is a great spot for them to take Game 1. I think they take this series in 7. I think this is going to be a good competitive series because the Yankees are still a really good baseball team. And the Astros, I think the Astros are the best in baseball at this moment.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that the Astros win this series in 7. I think they dominate this first game, though, and they're able to hit against Jameson Taillon. So give me the Astros here on the run line at plus 112.
There you go. There you go. I'm on the same boat. I just think you get Verlander. Sure, he got teed off against, but it was his first playoff game in how many years? Since 2020 in the bubble. I wasn't too worried about it. I think the Astros take care of business this game. Yankees will probably end up making this semi-competitive. I still think the Astros win in like 5 games, maybe even a sweep. But I like the Astros to at least get the job done. You get a Yankee team that's probably jet-lagged. Well, not jet-lagged, but they just came off of a win. Did they celebrate last night?
I have not a clue.
Because I don't know if that would have been a smart idea if they did. Just because you have to go right into another series, and that's what happens when the Yankees decided not to play the day before. So,
Yep.
you get to be big dogs in Houston on no days rest.
Because Cleveland wanted to play the game of the night of the rainout, and the Yankees declined. And then, of course, the Guardians hotel was overbooked for whatever reason. So half the team had to go to another hotel, half the team had to go to a different hotel, and they kind of screwed over the Guardians.
But Astros run line for me in this one. I think that I'm just going to back the more rested team. There's no crying in baseball, and now no betting for me. Have fun. Houston money line. Come on, dude. That's 180. That's a lot. 185. Grab the run line. Come on. Let's be adults here. Don't grab minus 180s. Low key 7's low total. It kind of is. I could easily see the Astros putting it on. Tony Carpio is back, taking the Astros run line. You get it, Tony. Let's do this. All right, Nick, we'll go to your neck of the woods with some hooky. We'll start it off with, I think, one of your favorite teams right now, the Philadelphia Flyers and the Florida Panthers. The Panthers are a 330 favorite, total of 6.5 in this game.
Yeah, this line has skyrocketed too. This was a minus 280. Now it's up to 330, 340 range here. And what's stopping me from going back to Philadelphia in this game? I know it's the second half of a back-to-back. I get that. Let me see. I'm almost assuming it's going to be the backup goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers. Let's get this goalie post adjusted. And it's, I have to, come on. Show me starting goalies from today. Showing me, because I haven't used this page in a minute. There we go. And it's probably going to be Felix Sandstrom, their backup goaltender, which it is what it is there. And Sergei Bobrovsky, your 2 goaltenders for this matchup. And Philly has really impressed me so far. Last night, I did not deserve that win. They lost the expected goal battle by 1.43 goals. Florida, they're coming in off of a loss. They lost 5-3 to Boston. They won the expected goal battle in only one of their 3 games so far, even though they are 2-1. They did dominate on the expected goal margins against Buffalo. They lost the expected goal battle against the Islanders, which the Islanders are not a team that puts up too many expected goals. They don't create that many chances. So you lose a game you lose an expected goal battle like that to them. That's kind of worrisome. I don't think this Florida team is as good as people think it is going to be this year. And laying minus 330, I think is a little much. I get it. This is a second half of a back-to-back for the Flyers. And as brought up by Terry in the chat, Aaron Ekblad is going to be out for this game, which is one of Florida's top defenders, which is going to hurt them a little bit here. I also do like the over 6.5. It's my sort of hedge. If the Panthers are to win this game, they're going to put up 4 or 5 goals. That's just the way it is. So I think that this is a spot for potentially the Flyers to pull off another upset. So I took a shot at the Flyers plus 264, and I'm on the over 6.5 as well.
Ride with it. Yes, it was a short celebration. Yes, they had champagne and beer. Said it was a short celebration. Fair. Do you think Panthers on the ice today? No, Knicks
No.
on the opposite side. Ekblad to score a goal, but he mentioned that he's out. Yeah, not touching the Flyers game tonight. That's fair.
Yeah.
Just saw the St. Louis picking. Yep. Smash the like button. Dang right. Let's get it, Terry. Puck line. Yes. St. Louis puck line tonight is my pod. Under 7 for Panthers. Well, if you got the 7, that's not terrible. I would take Panthers if I was going to bet. They're minus 300, so you'd have to take puck line. But what's the puck line?
Stupid. That's what it is.
Minus 130 puck line.
Have fun. Minus 140 on Bet Online.
Yeesh. I'm not the one who injured him. Yes, you did.
No, I thought you took a lead pipe to his leg. I thought that's what you did, Terry.
I just cursed in front of a house while delivering when I heard Nick spiel the news. Jeez. Yeah. Back to the lab.
Yep.
Panthers minus 300. Yes, they're minus $3. Yikes. We'll go to this game, Nick.
Winnipeg Jets are at the Colorado Avalanche in this one. Avalanche are minus 220 home favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. Looking at this matchup for me, this one is the only one I did not get to. I lean Colorado to be able to just take care of business in this game. Colorado coming in off of their win against Minnesota. What was their numbers in that game? Because I think Minnesota may have won the expected goal battle in that game. If I'm not mistaken. I'm getting it up here. It was a 6-3 game against Mini. And nope, never mind. They won 4.15 to 3.2. They were the much better team in that one there. This is a spot where it's Avalanche or nothing for me. I think the Avalanche are still pretty good, but they did downgrade in the offseason. And the Jets are not a team I particularly trust, to be completely honest. I think that this is a spot where if the Jets are to win this game, Hellebuck's going to have to stand on his head. But this is a pass for me in this game. No action.
There you go. It's a bit too much. Passing this game for Terry. I'm taking the over in the Avs game and the Avs puck line. You enjoy that one. I took Makar to score a goal. I believe Makar is out tonight. Okay. I'm kidding, Ice. I'm kidding. We'll go to the final game, Nick, which has the pod. St. Louis Blues and the Seattle Kraken going at it. Blues are a 125 favorite with a total of 6. Hey, my play of the day for hockey today is the Blues puck line plus 175. After my loss last night, got to get back on the winning track. 4-1 up 7.3 units in my NHL play of the days. Hopefully get it up to that 9 range again today after the St. Louis Blues win and cover. But St. Louis puck line for me, Nick.
Yeah, I'm on St. Louis puck line as well. I got it at plus 165. It's up to plus 190 now, which is kind of scaring me that this line's moving towards the Kraken. And one weird thing with this game is Seattle's already played 4 and St. Louis has played 1 game. So St. Louis is the fresher team. Seattle coming in off of a 5-1 loss against Carolina. They also gave up 5 goals on a loss against Vegas. They gave up 5 goals on a loss against the Ducks. So this is a team that's giving up goals, and I think the Blues are going to be able to do that as well. I do lean over the total in this game, mainly because I can see them I can see the Blues putting it on them here. But I'm going to just be on the Blues puck line. I think this is a 4-2, 5-2 type of game where the Blues come out here, they take care of business against a Kraken team, which is going to be good. It's going to be more improved. They're not going to be good this year, though. They're not a playoff team. They're not anything like that. They're still a team I think is going to finish 7th in the Pacific, only in front of San Jose. I still think that Vancouver is going to finish above them, that obviously Edmonton is going to finish above them, and let's see. Yeah, maybe they'll fight with Anaheim for the 6th spot. But yeah, I can definitely see Seattle not being a playoff team. I like the Blues in this game.
There you go.
If I had to bet it now, I would just take the money line though at -125. That number is low enough for me to just take the money line.
Yeah. You cashed Avs puck line on Monday. Yep, me too. Against the Wild. Yep. I got 230 on that one. So, what I was gonna say, yeah, I'm just messing with you. Tailing Blues -1.5. There you go. That's gonna be my play of the day for Terry's show. So there you go. We can both win. I can move up in the leaderboards. Love the Avs. That's fair. Got Seattle money line. I'm against you. Blues puck line. Yep. Or maybe Blues over 6. I can see it. I like the Blues puck line. It's a ballsy pick. It's just plus money. If it loses, it loses. You think of O'Reilly to score a goal. Ow!
I don't mind that. I like probably a little bit of Jordan Kyrou as well. And maybe if you want to look at it, Robert Thomas coming in after signing his extension over the offseason is someone interesting. Maybe Vladimir Tarasenko is a decent look as well because he's probably going to look to get traded. We've seen in previous years that he's not really happy in St. Louis. But I can see him putting up numbers to try to raise his stock. But I don't think he's going to last that much longer. So I don't mind that at all.
There you go. That is everything for today, Nick. Good work. We made it through. Actually, we got to go and pay some bills and all that good stuff. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, picks and parlays, premium plays, merch, TikTok, ESP Shorts, and the EarleSportsBets.com website. It is all linked down below. Make sure you guys check out the official sportsbook of Earle Sports Bets, which is DraftKings. Bet $5 on any NFL team, and you will receive $200 in free bets. Use the link in the description down below, or download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code EarlePNP when you guys sign up to get all of those rewards. Also, SeatGeek, the official place to get your concert tickets and sporting event ticket needs of Earle Sports Bets. ESB at checkout, $20 off your first purchase for new accounts. All right, Nick. A little bit of a rundown of everything that's going to go on. I like the Houston Astros run line. And then for NBA today, we went with the Pacers. We went with the over in the next game. Pelicans, Raptors, Bulls, the Hornets, Nuggets, under in the Suns game, and the Sacramento Kings. And then my NHL play of the day, the St. Louis Blues puck line.
Yeah, for me, baseball, Phillies, first 5 money line. And the Astros -1.5. In the NBA, I got Orlando, Detroit over. I've got Washington, Indiana over. Houston, Atlanta over. Charlotte, San Antonio over. Portland and Sacramento over. In the NHL, I'm on the Flyers money line, the over 6.5, and then the Blues puck line as well.
There you go. Nick, finishing out for today.
Yeah, that's going to just about do it for this one. We want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. And turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB, which is every single morning, anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. That's going to just about wrap it up for this one. I want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. And good luck.
Hey, guys. Oh, we forgot to do